Sugar primer. I am not going to read all of this, but it probably goes on about why this donut is bad for you. And I think we already know that, and we're just looking for some good tips on how to cut back. So I'm going to check this out here. How to read nutrition labels. The Food and Drug Administration recently did a much needed update of the nutrition facts label on food and beverages. One of the main changes, both total sugars and added sugars are now listed. Total sugars include added and natural sugars, whereas the added sugars value underneath that indicates the amount of sugar that has been added to the product. One other thing to keep in mind, ingredients lists are ordered by weight, so if an added sugar is in the product's first ingredient, the item's nutritional value is likely to be poor. And here we have some information about the science behind this sweets craving. And one of those candy ring pops in a box. Okay, so this is what we're looking for here. 10 ways to stop sugar cravings. Your brain can readapt when you cut back on sugar, and you won't crave it as much. It can take a while, even months, for this to happen, depending on the severity of dependence on sugar one has. That is very true. I think when you are detoxing from sugar, the first few days are really the hardest because our brain is just wired to want it and crave it. But if you can get through those first few days, it really does get so much easier. I've done it in the past, but of course then life happens, and then I get right back into that habit of eating more and more. It just takes like one holiday weekend or one birthday party, and for me personally that sets me off to just want more and more. So number 1 is listen to your body. When you're having a craving for something sweet, it doesn't follow that you have to eat sugar. So take a minute to notice what's going on in your body and address the root cause. I am not going to read the whole thing, but I will say that when you are having a craving, the first thing you should do is sip on some water. Actually, you want to drink as much as you can, maybe a full glass or even two full glasses. And then wait like 20 minutes. Or try to distract yourself. It is not easy to do, but it does help. I've done it, and it definitely helps. So yes, listen to your body. And number 2, keep a food log. So I think that's self-explanatory. We don't need to read all of that. Just write down what you are eating, and then you can get an idea of how much sugar you are actually taking in. I am not 100% sure on this, but I believe that the daily maximum amount of sugar any adult should be eating is no more than your favorite recipes. I like to do that, so I try and cook some low-carb, low-sugar dinners a couple nights a week. Things that are easy to do and that I can do consistently to help lower my blood sugar. And then here it says, be adventurous. It helps to have a delicious staple, but being curious in the kitchen can provide a fun outlet and get you started on healthier eating habits. Shut down your sugar pushers. So what they're talking about are the people that try to encourage you to eat a snack with them. Do you ever have a friend over and they want something sweet, and then they feel bad to eat it if you're not eating it too, and then you cave and you're like, okay, and you end up having it with them, and then you feel bad afterwards? I think that what they're saying here is don't cave in on those people when they are trying to encourage you to go off of your sugar detox because of their own cravings. Don't cave into it. Do what's good for you and not for your friends or your sugar pushers. I think for me, my sugar pusher is my daughter, but she doesn't really push sugar on me. She just always is asking for snacks and sugary treats, and I try to limit it with her. But sometimes when I do give it to her, I find myself like giving in and just having some with her too, because when you see it, it just makes you want it so bad. So that's something that also is difficult to do. Maybe we can give our children some snacks and then just walk out of the room with a tall glass of water and try and distract ourselves and not come back until they're done eating. That's one of the hardest things, is when you have kids, avoiding those treats or just encouraging your children to eat some healthier snacks, but we all know that is not easy to do. Look beyond your diet. Healthy habits that extend past meals, such as sleeping 7 to 8 hours a night, and then they're just talking about like getting physical activity, good rest, and like, a healthy diet in general, and just drinking a lot of water definitely helps with those sugar cravings. Practice self-compassion. And what they're saying here is that don't beat yourself up if you end up, having a bad day. We have to, we're human, and sometimes we just can't help ourselves, and we just need a little something delicious. So don't let it ruin everything moving forward. You have a bad day and you say, okay, well, I needed that, and then you just move forward and try to do better the next day. Also, I want to add something that I do that I really find helps me. When I eat something really sweet, like a cupcake or a donut or a cookie or whatever it is that you guys like to eat that's sweet, I do this when I eat my treats, is that I monitor how I feel after I eat. And the truth is, when I eat a healthy, well-balanced meal, I feel good afterwards. And when I eat just candy or donuts and junk, I find myself feeling very tired afterwards, and I just don't feel good. I just feel sluggish and slow, and I just want to lie down and nap. And that helps me, because I think to myself, how would I rather feel? One moment of eating something delicious and then feeling like crap afterwards. Is it really worth it? So I just really try and hold on to that thought. So then when I skip over dessert, how they compare with the regular sugar. Artificial sweeteners. They are synthetic chemicals that our taste buds perceive as sweet. They are 200 to 600 times as sweet as sugar. That means just a tiny amount is needed to sweeten things. Unfortunately, researchers show a link between artificial sweetener intake and stroke, obesity, and diabetes. Artificial sweeteners trick the brain into thinking you've had sugar, but ultimately your body knows you didn't, so you're likely to end up craving more. Natural, non-nutritive sugar substitutes. These are also essentially 0 calorie, but because they are derived from plants and other foods, they're not technically artificial. Some research even suggests that they might help people with diabetes manage the condition better than the artificial sweeteners do. Just keep in mind that foods they're added to aren't really super nutritious to begin with. A cookie is still a cookie. I think if you're going to use these products, and I do every once in a while, like once in a rare while, but if you're going to use them, you really need to use them in moderation because they are relatively new. And even though a lot of people say they are not harmful or there's no evidence that they're harmful to the body, there's just not enough time and studies and evidence So all sugars should be taken in as minimally as possible. Myth number 2. Sugar should be avoided at all costs. Not necessarily. Sugar should not be a huge part of your diet, but you don't have to completely cut it out. USDA guidelines recommend that you get at least less than 10% of your calories from the sweet stuff, which is tricky because it sneaks into surprising items like salad dressings, pasta sauces, and yogurts. And too much can increase your risk of obesity, high blood pressure, type 2 diabetes, blah blah blah. We know all that stuff. So, yeah, less than 10% of your daily diet, of your daily calories. It's a good idea to swap in juice for soda. Absolutely not. Juice is, first of all, it's processed and it has its own slew of problems aside from just the sugar that's in it. I mean, did you ever read the ingredients that are in some of the apple juices and oranges? They have preservatives, and no, you don't want to drink that. Something that I like to do if I'm craving something sweet in a drink, and you may or may not like this, it's certainly not as sweet as going for like an orange juice or apple juice, but what I do is like I'll slice up different like watermelon chunks delicious. Cottage cheese with sunflower seeds. Salad. Nuts. So I guess they're saying like the nuts instead of the pretzels, and avocado toast is better than the juice bar juice. Water instead of the sports drink. Yes, definitely. We need to be drinking more water. And then here they have like the mixed drink, and they're saying that if you're gonna have a drink, it's probably like wine would be better with like a healthy snack, and they're showing a picture of tomatoes and mozzarella cheese. And then here the pasta with white bread and a brownie. Instead do zucchini noodles with chicken, almonds, and tomatoes. And instead of like the applesauce with raisins, do the dark chocolate. I have this in my pantry at all times. You may or may not like it. It's not for everybody, but if I'm really craving something sugary and sweet, but I'm trying to be good and really like a day that I'm watching my sugar intake and trying to keep it low. Not nothing, but just low. I have the dark chocolate, like, just a little bit bitter. I'll do like the 70% semi-sweet dark chocolate, and this usually just like 4 grams of sugar in a serving, so you can have a couple of squares. I will have it with like, a cup of coffee or something, and it just, sometimes I even dip it in the coffee so it melts and it just tastes better. I don't know. I'm weird. I have some strange things that I do to like kind of curb my cravings, but dark chocolate is a really good option, and it has a lot of magnesium in it, and it's actually pretty good for you, so it's a good choice. So here they're just talking about like other things aside from food itself, like, they're kind of repeating the same thing, just making sleep a priority. Also stress, that's true, because when we are stressed, it definitely increases our craving. I don't know about you guys, but when I'm stressed out, I just want to like eat something good. Like I'm just looking for some comfort food. How to detox from added sugar. Make simple sugar swaps. Stock up on the good stuff. I guess having like your pantry filled with some healthier, lower sugar options, so you're not even tempted to take anything, because those sugary snacks won't even be there. Upgrade your dinner plate. Shape up from head to toe. Set yourself up for long-lasting success. But that's why too you want to keep your goals reasonable and not do the impossible, like suddenly just cut out all sugar. Cold turkey is a recipe for failure. You want to cut back slowly and get your body and mind used to the changes. And it's almost impossible to cut it out completely. Gotta have like a little bit of room for a day to cheat or some low sugar snacks. Or smaller portions, but that's really hard to do, because once you start eating like a piece of cake, it's like, I don't know about you, but for me it's all over. It's just one bite after the next until it's all gone. Make simple sugar swaps. Salad dressing. So you can make your own. So using olive oil and vinegar instead of buying from the store, which is filled with sugar. Bread. So they're saying instead of buying it from the store, well, that processed bread, get some fresh made whole grain bakery loaves. Tomato products. Notice how the pasta sauce that comes in a jar tastes different from homemade. That's because the jarred kind is often loaded with sugar, which cuts the acidity of the tomatoes. Look for varieties that are marked with no sugar added on the label. Yogurt. Know that sweet flavor in your favorite cup of yogurt doesn't come directly from dairy. Fruit on the bottom varieties are full of added sugar. Just read the labels and they're saying that Greek yogurt has a lot less of added sugar. Condiments. Like pasta sauce, condiments are often packed with added sugar. Barbecue sauce is a big offender. Beware of teriyaki, peanut, and other commercial sauces. Some popular multigrain crackers have no added sugar, while others have 1 teaspoon per serving, so go for the former. Milk alternatives and flavored coffee drinks. Nut milk and other dairy alternatives may sound healthy, but a lot of these products, especially the flavored varieties, have extra calories from added sugar, so go for the unsweetened versions. Energy bars. Some bars are loaded with sugar, which is a source of energy they provide. Steer clear of these. They're no better than a candy bar. Ready-to-eat cereal and granola. Most are priming with added sweeteners. Read the labels carefully. Ithaca Buffalo Ranch hummus, Snackland Snack Packs, Chesapeake Bay Plant Crisps. And here it says to upgrade your dinner plate, and there is a recipe here for cornflake crusted baked chicken. And then another recipe, slow cooker chili with grains and beans, and ground turkey sloppy joes, cauliflower mac and cheese, smothered pork chops with roasted broccoli and mushrooms, skillet fruit cobbler, I guess these are supposed to be healthier desserts, blackberry peach lattice tart, shape up from head to toe, the power of taming sugar and working out. And here you have different exercises. 10-minute toners, push-ups and rows, dumbbell thruster and plie with raise, squatting down with the weights, and planks. And tempo lunge with hammer curl, plank to chair burpee, tricep dip and kick, dolphin dive. Set yourself up for lasting success. Number 1, write your manifesto. It takes 3 minutes. Replace your sugar with something less bad for you. Take a few deep breaths. Enlist help. ID your danger zones. Track yourself like a bloodhound. Treat yourself. And I'm going to add another one, and it is listen to my ASMR videos when you are having a craving. I will relax you so much you will forget about it altogether. You will feel so good naturally without any calories, without any sugar, because my videos are good for your mind and your spirit and your soul. These videos, even if they're not mine, but these ASMR videos in general, actually lower your heart rate. They lower your cortisol levels and are generally some good tips in here.